disappears. When you leave aside the transgender debate, what exactly is it that you're not allowed to say anymore? And is it just going to be like, I think it was John in Hounslow who said to me, you can't say what you want in this country about immigration without being called a racist. And I said, well, I'll try not to call you a racist as long as you don't say anything racist. And he ended up saying that all people of Pakistani heritage smell. What do they smell of, John? Curry, James. Do you like curry, John? Yes, James. What has happened to that fella? Anyway, that's all in my first book, How to Be Right. Ferhan's in Walthamstow. Ferhan, what would you like to say? Where is this censorship that we should all be so deeply and profoundly concerned about?
Hello, James. Yes, nice to speak to you on this show, actually. I am Pakistani, of Pakistani heritage, and I do love to come smelling of my mum's lovely curry when I'm in Glasgow. I also identify as a gender non-binary gay Muslim.
Okay, crikey.
So I know all of those little things all together. But the thing is, cancel culture just does not exist. It's just a symptom of, frankly, the fragility felt by the same sort of people that probably espouse the Great Replacement theory.
Which is, again, I know I should pay more attention to this kind of stuff, especially after the last 5 years, but I find it such a dispiriting mix of ridiculous and hilarious that I tend to get mugged by reality when suddenly it gets elected to President of the United States of America. So just run me through what that is.
Yeah, well, it's very simple, really. It's the fear that people like myself, brown people, are going to replace the white race and things like that in Europe and America especially.
Right.
And it's this kind of fragility and its fear that we'll do that. It's very sad, really. It's quite fragile.
That's it, is it? Is that it's sort of majoritarianism? We're terrified. We've got to clamp down on these brown types because otherwise they'll end up in charge. It's whip hand. We're back to Enoch Powell. Is that it? I mean, I don't want to.
It's an iteration of that. Nobody's going to quote Enoch Powell these days. They're not going to say someone's got the whip hand of over someone else.
What is the great replacement theory is that they, i.e. you, i.e. an element of us in my worldview, and
gay me that can't even have children.
Yeah, you're going to take over.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. Okay.
So we're about to take over, and it's not just people that are white nationalists, white supremacists. It's also people like J.K. Rowling, for example, that feels with her millions of followers that she's been cancelled. Of course,
I said we weren't going to do the trans debate.
No, I know.
Well, no, and I do mean it, and you might think I'm being wrong and unfair on that.
I was just talking about cancel culture.
But I don't think there is such a thing as cancel culture. I think there is a transgender debate, and you are very much on the other side of it from J.K. Rowling. But for the purposes of my quest and conversation today, I want to acknowledge the existence. Yes, I want to acknowledge the existence of that.
Cancel culture does exist, because the thing is, the people that are espousing this notion of cancel culture have huge platforms already. They have huge sway, huge influence already, and it's this kind of fear that they're going to actually get toppled off of their pedestals that drives them to claim that cancel culture exists. And it's mostly people, you might think that, let's say, the white voice, the white national voice, is only limited to the Anglo-Saxon sphere.
No, quite the opposite.
It's the whole world. American culture holds a huge amount of sway all over the world. Is American culture getting cancelled? No. The fact of the matter is, we're having a democratization of people's voices more generally all over the world, because with access to social media, YouTube, things like that, people are able to kind of like put forward their own unique perspectives as well. Me, as a gay Muslim,
yes,
people like me can't put our perspectives forward.
Well, I would cautiously suggest that you might be underrepresented, and straight white public school boys like me, even if they happen to subscribe to what you've just called the Great Replacement theory, they're probably not underrepresented in the public space in the UK.
Well, that's exactly it. This is why this notion of cancel culture is probably more this claim that there's an attack on free speech. Where's the free speech that me and people like me are afforded? We're not given the same platform.
You are on this show.
The same space. Thank you, and that's why I appreciate being on this show.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to lament the fact that I don't have enough of a voice. It's more, or people like me that don't have enough of a voice.
You're describing reality, I think. Your reality, your
reality.
lived experience. So, and I will now open the board. I'm late for the news fair, and a lot of compliments coming. This caller is amazing, being the nicest. So that's yours to keep, and we'll talk again. I apologise, I'm already 2 minutes late for the news. But if your lived experience is that you do get censored, especially possibly even exclusively on university campuses, because that's where Gavin, Russia should go away and shut up, Williamson is about to put a free speech champion. You can try and do that Rubik's Cube for me if you want. A cabinet minister tells an entire country to go away and shut up, but he is actually a champion of free speech. Maybe I'm...